Hi, Patrick here from Have Cheetah-Will View. Happy Saturday, everybody. So I actually did a haul video this week. I just posted it up yesterday, I believe. And in the haul video, I mentioned some of the movies I've gotten at the library, and I got some at the Dollar Tree. And a lot of people really were wanting me to talk about a few of the movies that I got. I mean, they were like, "Hey, talk to us about it." So that's rather new for me. So I thought, okay, I'll do that. I can do that. So one of the movies that people really were interested in is this one, the one that me and the Cheetah watched, The Unholy, starring Jeffrey Dean Morgan. The Unholy is a 2021 movie. It was produced by Sony Pictures through Sam Raimi's Ghost House Productions. Like I said, it stars Jeffrey Dean Morgan, William Sadler, Cary Elwes, Kate Aselton, Cricket Brown, Diogo Morgado, and Mariana Marpaza, Mazpa, Mazapa. I don't know. Sorry about that, Marina. Probably killed your name too. And I'm not even going to pronounce the guy who the guy who wrote the screenplay and directed it. I can't pronounce his last name, so I'm not going to try to kill it. So this is based off a 1983 novel called Shrine by James Habert. I read James Habert when I very first came up and learned how to, become a fanboy. I think I read Rats, his first book that came out in 1974. I believe I read that in 1978. It's a good book, really good book. Gory as hell, though. Wow, that for a first time book, yeah, that was that was good stuff. So I knew that this movie going in, once I found that out, James Haber, I was like, okay, well, it's going to be pretty good. It's going to be better than I thought, right? Have high hopes. Even though I just got done saying like, it seems like every movie Jeffrey Dean Morgan has come out in, other than TV, he doesn't fare so well. I know this got a lot of mixed reviews. A lot of people did not like The Unholy. Some people were like, eh. Um, but me and the Cheetah, we keep open minds. So we walked into this, and this is what we saw. Um, the movie opens up when we see a young woman who's being burned on a tree for being a witch in Massachusetts, Banfield, Massachusetts, in 1845. Um, she is not only she being tied up, but she has a mask that is nailed to her face. Opening scene of Unholy is brutal, um, and I mean that in a positive way. I mean it's something we're not really seeing a lot. You don't see something like this in PG-13 movie. So as far as I was concerned, they got off to a really strong start. We then meet Jeffrey Dean Morgan's character. He plays Jerry Fenn, who's a disgraced reporter um, who got disgraced for writing false stories, and he was once famous and now he's infamous. He's also not working very much and working for peanuts when he does. So he is in Banfield, Massachusetts, investigating a cow with a mysterious sign on its flank. He goes out to investigate and finds out that the cow basically has been stamped with the sign of Metallica, the band, by the son of the who owns the cow. Then Jerry heads over to the tree. He's walking, looking around. He hears voices. He goes to this oak tree and he's looking at it. And then he looks down. He sees a little gleam, and he bends down and he finds this doll. And on the doll says February 31st, 1845. The doll's old, ancient, and creepy looking. And that's what he's. So he decides to come up with a little bit of an angle for a story. He's trying to get a story here because otherwise he's gone out all the way out there for nothing, and he really can't afford that. So he working on a little bit of a story with the doll. He smashes the doll, and then he has the owner of the cow come over and pose for some pictures. He doesn't realize that when he smashed the doll. Uh, he then goes and he's at a hotel. He's drunk. Um, he's at a hotel. Then he's driving, and he's had a few too many. He's got some bottles in his car. He's not paying any attention, and he almost runs into a young woman standing in the middle of the road. He swerves off the road, smashes into the tree, but no airbag, mind you, no airbag. That was interesting because he hit the tree pretty hard. But he gets out and he follows the girl, and she has literally walked through the woods to the same oak tree that he was there this afternoon. Now he realizes that that's a little strange. He goes to help the girl by touching her shoulder, and the girl passes out. The girl happens to be Alice Paget, and he picks Alice up and he walks to the nearest church, and that's where he meets Father Hagen. Father Hagen is the uncle to Alice, and he takes her inside the church, and the doctor comes out and notices that Jerry has been drinking, and so she criticizes him for that, and she takes him back to the hotel. And the next day at church, Alice exhibits signs of supernatural occurrence. She suddenly begins to speak, whereas before she never could. She was deaf. She couldn't speak and she couldn't hear. And she starts speaking, and people see that's a miracle. So she says everybody needs to follow Mary. So everybody's assuming that she's talking about the Virgin Mary. But she never specifically says that right off the bat. So then she performs a series of miracles. She heals a young boy who had muscular dystrophy, and then she also heals her uncle who's dying of emphysema, but still smoking. Isn't that always the way? So why this is happening, Jeffrey Dean Morgan's Jerry's there. He's chronicling all this, and he's seeing all the miracles happen, and the Vatican sends out a Monsignor and a bishop to investigate it. Cary Elwes plays Bishop Giles, and then a new actor to me, Drogo Morgado, who plays Monsignor Delgarde, also show up. Diogo Morgado, Diogo Morgado, he actually stole the movie from me. His Monsignor Delgarde, yeah, he stole the movie from me. I thought he was a commanding presence on the screen. Well, they go ahead, and the bishop and the Monsignor, they verify the miracles, and they get Banfield into becoming a shrine like Fatima and Lourdes. And then, but things start to happen. Voices are starting to be heard. Weird occurrences are happening. Jerry's starting to get a real uneasy feeling about this. When Father Hagen is cured by Alice by touching his chest, she heals him. But when she moves away, it looks like to be the Virgin Mary looking over her shoulder. But when Alice moves away, it's revealed to be an evil spirit. And he had told Jerry that wherever God is, Satan is not far behind. If God opens a chapel on the right side, Satan will build a church on the left side. That is true. That's actually rooted in fact. So the movie, as Alice gets more and more well known because of her own miracle, plus the young boy is, he's healed, he's running. Father Hagen, who is dying of emphysema, he's cured, but he knows something's different, something's off, and he's uneasy. So as Jerry and the doctor Natalie, I should have mentioned that earlier. Natalie Gates, Dr. Gates, as they investigate the incidences, they discover that all is not what it seems to be. And then when Father Hagen, who has been cured, is suddenly a suicide, they know that something's really off. And so the race is on to find out exactly who this Mary is. Is she Mary, the Virgin Mary, or is she something darker and more sinister? Well, we already know what you know. We already know she's more sinister. All right. Can't really go into too much more detail without giving away the plot points. I don't want to do that. So I will say this: this was a lot better than I thought it was going to be. I went in open-minded about it. I wasn't expecting very much, but I was really surprised at how good this movie was. I thought it was very well restrained. The acting was really good. Jeffrey D. Morgan, nobody overacted. That's the real thing about a movie like this. It's easy to tend, especially Cary Elwes, because he's always getting that. He's always getting criticized for overacting, but he didn't. He didn't overact in here as Bishop Giles. He was sinister and charming, basically your average Catholic, priest, right? Sorry, Deb. But the whole cast was strong, top to bottom. Jeffrey D. Morgan was really good, real restrained, really well directed. William Sadler, as Father Hagen, was strong. Like I said, Cricket. This is my first time I saw Cricket Brown. I thought she has a lot of promise as well. She played Alice, and the lady who played Mary Elner is a young actress named Marina Maze-Pa. I thought she was really good too. I looked at her on the movie database page. She's gonna get a lot of work. She's gonna get a lot. She is such an interesting looking actress. One picture she's beautiful, and the next picture she looks like she could reach in there and grab your heart. The effects weren't the best for this movie. I'll be okay, but this is Sony. This is released under their Screen Gems banner, which is their lower budget movies. So they don't have this is a low budget movie, believe it or not. Even though with all that cast I just mentioned, still a low budget movie. And that's the reason why some of the CGI was not the strongest. What is good though is the score of the music. Joseph Bishira, who has done The Conjuring and the Insidious series. I don't know if he did The Conjuring. I might have overstepped on that. I know he did the Insidious series though. Really good score on here. Real good, really effective. There are a few jump scares. Yes, there are a few jump scares, but that is because this is a PG-13 movie. They didn't have the budget for the really gore effects. The effects that they do have aren't bad. There's fire, there's people being burnt in ash. Yeah. So overall, well done as far as that goes. I mean, it's not the best, but I've seen a lot worse and a lot bigger movies. All right, so me and the Cheetah, we both gave the Unholy the thumbs up. There is no special features for this, unfortunately. The movie is 1 hour and 39 minutes long, and we recommend it. I don't know what else to say to that other than that. So, if you liked our review of the Unholy, go ahead and give us a thumbs up. If you're new to the channel, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. That would be awesome. And leave a comment. Let us know what you thought of our review. Did we get it right? Did we get it wrong? I would actually, like I said, I would say that this was much better than I thought it was going to be. And I would definitely say it was worth a check. It's definitely worth my $1. All right. Well, thanks again. And we'll talk at you soon. Until the next one. Peace.